Yes.
What you doing?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to pair these.
It sounded like you were turning the pages of a book.
I know. I was like, did she get bored and start reading?
I'm just reading.
Erin has begun reading a book.
Erin has given up.
She's given up on the podcast.
Reading a book. Pairing mode. Hold 7 seconds.
Is someone making a poop cake in that
I
video?
can't tell what's going on. I thought I understood it first, and now I'm really confused.
It looks like a poop cake.
I'm watching a really confusing video.
They're making a cake, but they're only using browns, and there were nuts inside it.
What?
And it's in like a weird shape that I don't understand. Is it a poop cake? Why are they adding a starfish to it?
I think they're trying to make a Jell-O mold, like that's supposed to be like the reef or whatever,
And they're probably going to add blue Jell-O over the top to make it look like water. But right now, yes, it does look like poo.
What the heck?
Why were there nuts in there?
It's because nuts are delicious.
Weird.
That's debatable.
Yeah, that's what's going on. So see, it's the reef, and now they're like painting over it, and they're gonna add all these little sea creatures, and then they're gonna cover it with blue Jell-O so that it looks like water.
Looks like they just gave up on that dolphin.
It does look a
I think
little...
they were trying to have it kind of
Like,
jumping, and then they're just like, whatever, just set it in there.
I feel like close enough.
Oh.
And now he bit my hand.
Now it shows up. Freaking heck. Hello. I'm
Hello.
so sorry.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Technology is stupid.
Technology is done.
You guys do realize we're about to talk about a brand new piece of technology coming out in a little while. That's like the whole episode.
Not
it's just
that
technology.
technology.
Whoops.
That technology is not done.
Whoopsie.
Hey Jensen, have you heard anything? I know that there's way more important things going on in the world right now, but I just have to ask, have you heard about this Polish film on Netflix that's like the second or third most popular thing that people are watching today?
No, tell me about it. What is it?
It's called 365 Days or 365 DNI.
Dni.
Denise?
It's days.
Yeah. And it is awful, apparently.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, like it's real bad.
Oh.
I was curious, and so I looked at some of the audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and like every other one said, guys, just go watch softcore porn. There's better plot.
Oh no.
I was like, oh no.
I feel like I want to watch this movie. It sounds
supposed
dumb.
to be really
and it's in
stupid.
Polish. Uh-oh. What happened? Uh-oh. Erin has turned into a robot.
Well, the sound's only coming in through one ear, which is annoying because it's the ear closest to the microphone.
To us, it just sounds like...
Yeah, it sounded like a robot for a second.
Yeah.
It was like all fuzzy, and then all of a sudden you were like... Meh.
It sounded great, and then it sounded like a storm.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
At least the microphone isn't picking up what we hear from you. So
Yeah.
That's probably
true.
what's most important. Anyway, I guess it's about a man who kidnaps a woman, and he says that if she doesn't fall in love with him in 365 days, he'll let her go.
maybe I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty dumb.
That sounds stupid.
That's creepy.
I'm just gonna stick with Ultraviolet.
Yeah, let's just keep watching Ultraviolet. Ultraviolet's fun, and it's
Yeah.
Polish. Erin, what are you doing?
Erin is struggling with her ears, her robot ears.
Well,
It sounds like a robot's beating
She
you
got
up.
some robot ears from the devil, and it's not quite working out.
since I can only hear you from my left earbud, which the microphone would probably be picking up, I moved it to my other ear.
Sorry, but the burp break just really got me.
Sorry.
Mid-sentence, just has to stop and burp.
Oh, man.
Well, I am getting
Well,
to
if it
that
makes
age.
If it makes you feel any better, Erin, I also have to have just one earphone in.
Yeah.
Because my other ear, the piercing is infected.
Oh, ow. I'm sorry.
It's not too bad now. It's been doing a little bit better, but it's still quite tender.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put anything in that ear right now.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm ever
Yeah.
gonna wear it. Because of my piercings, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to wear earbuds inside my ears ever again.
Well, I was
Mhm.
able to for a while. I just have to turn it up so that the little ball on the earring is
Yeah, I
like
can't
up
do
in the
it.
top area,
I
and
tried.
then I can fit it in.
My ears were already
But it's
dumb
just
and
too
tiny to
sensitive right
begin
now.
with, and now it's just impossible.
Aw.
Well,
It's
get
fine.
yourself some over the ear earphones.
You mean like the kind I'm wearing right now?
those are mine?
Oh.
I'm talking about the kind that come with the PlayStation
forgot.
5. Transition.
Oh my gosh, that was seamless!
Oh,
Oh,
did not see that coming.
Master of the transition.
Except before we talk about the PlayStation 5 reveal and all of that, I have a question first.
Yes.
Aaron, what are you playing right now?
I'm glad you asked, Elsa. I am currently trying to Platinum Thief, and it's a
Yes.
pain in my butt. It's definitely going to take at least 2 playthroughs because some of the trophies contradict each other. Because,
Okay.
there's one that's no knockouts, and then there's another one that's like, get 10 environmental kills or knockouts. And I'm like, well, I can't do that in the same game, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have chapter select? I don't remember.
Yeah, once you've beaten a mission, you can go back and play it.
Because you could do that. You could beat the game with no knockouts and then do chapter select and get your knockouts.
I could, except that's also one of my handicaps, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can't do chapter select?
I don't want to
Oh.
replay the game with my handicaps. They're also a pain.
Yeah, I understand it.
No, that was a terrible suggestion, Jensen.
Yeah, it's what they suggested for doing Dishonored.
Yeah.
Getting the platinum for that. I just didn't want to do it because I just really want to play the whole game again. So.
Yeah. I know. I do too.
Yeah.
So right now is my master difficulty run through with all of my
Nice.
handicaps, because if you do the handicaps on a lower difficulty, they're not worth as many points, and so you have to beat the game with at least 700 points of a custom, difficulty. So yeah, I'm almost done with it though, and then I get to do my fun playthrough.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea to save the fun playthrough for last, and don't be like me. Like with Vampire, even though the first time I played it, it was not killing anyone, and that was really hard combat-wise. That was the fun playthrough, because I didn't have to murder everyone in London. And then I got the nice ending.
Uh-huh.
When I played it through the second time, it was easy, combat-wise, but I was super evil, and I felt really sad at the end. So
That was kind of a bummer.
it's a good idea to if you've only got 2 playthroughs and one of them's gonna be a bummer, do that one first.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, what about you guys?
Well, I finally played The Last of Us. I've been meaning to play it for years now, and I had a New Year's resolution that I was gonna play it before the second one came out. And so last week I just sat down and just played the whole thing. And I get what everyone is talking about with it. I get why everyone loves it so much. It's beautiful. I was crying before the first sequence was even over. That was a bad lookout for the rest of the game, at least for me emotionally. I cried a ton. And it wasn't too scary for me, but there was definitely one part that was so scary that I wish I had recorded my reaction to it. Because it's at this one part, you're in this basement, and you're separated from Ellie for a short bit, and you're in this basement area, and you are sneaking around. There's like flooded areas and stuff, and I didn't know if the zombies could swim, so that was part of my anxiety. And then I reached this section where I had to put on my gas mask because there was spores in the air, and I'm going along, and all of a sudden I just see like hundreds of rats come running down the stairs in front of me and just split off into these 2 rooms. And I was like, what's up those stairs? why were all those rats running away from that area? And it took me like an hour to get through that area because I was moving so slowly, and I didn't want to go anywhere. I was like spent the whole time in the listening mode. I was so scared. And I bet you anything when I go back to replay that one, it'll take me 5 minutes to get through that section. But it took me like an hour
Yeah.
the first time because I was so scared. But I'm really excited for the second one now. Really looking forward to it and very happy I finally got around to playing that. Otherwise, I'm playing Mass Effect again while I wait for the second game to come out. So, yeah, my 25th playthrough. I'm gonna platinum it this time. This is the last playthrough for the platinum.
Nice.
I'm very excited. Elsa, what are you playing?
I have been Final Fantasy VII Remake scum for the past month. It's all I've really been doing. I beat the game. I beat the game twice. I beat the game twice, and now I'm slowly working my way through playing it on hard, which is a lot more difficult for me because I feel like, okay, if I'm being completely honest, this game is way, way too easy until you play it on hard mode. Like, I feel like there's a huge gap in the difficulty level between playing it on normal and playing it on hard. Like normal was too easy for me, but hard is like a little bit of a slog.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wish there was something in between the two that I could sort of cut my teeth on, but there's not.
Yeah.
It's just hard. That's all that's left for me now.
For those who don't know, one of the things that makes hard difficulty, besides the combat so hard, is that you can't use potions during combat. You have to count on healing spells. So if you run out of magic power, you're screwed.
Yeah, that makes it pretty rough.
And you can't use an item to refill your magic power.
Nope. Not between battles either.
Yep, no items.
Oh, that frustrates me so much.
Yeah, so there's no items.
I hate that. I haven't even played this game yet, but that just makes me... It gives me so much anxiety.
Well, just don't play it on hard.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that, like, there was a couple of times when I was like, oh, I should switch over to hard mode. I was like, I should switch over to hard mode.
Oh, you did it again! Oh my gosh! You were actively trying not to.
I kept having these moments when I was playing through it on normal, and I was like, this is too easy. And I would try to switch over to hard mode, and then I'd be like, never mind. And I would just go back to playing it on normal. But it was just this weird thing where, like, I literally, at one point I got to, like, chapter 12 or 13 and realized that I hadn't yet fallen unconscious during the entire course of the game. And I was just like, normal's too easy. It's too easy.
Yeah.
But hard is not doable for me right now. Well, I mean, now it is, because now I'm playing it on hard. But, like, I don't know. I guess I'm complaining. I played through the game twice and I enjoyed it a lot, so I don't know what I'm really complaining about when it comes down to it.
It's such a good game.
I think it's kind of a bummer when there isn't like a gradual change in difficulties.
Yeah.
When it just like suddenly spikes. That's a huge pain, you know?
It is a little.
Like maybe they should have had a mode in between where you can use items, but only like this many in a certain amount in a battle or something.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, and then like ease you into it.
I haven't had as much trouble with that anymore. When I first started trying to do it on hard, I didn't know about not being able to use items right away, and my weapons were really badly balanced, and so I kind of ran out of magic power pretty fast, but then once I figured out what I had to do, I haven't run into that problem again.
Well,
so I don't know.
Slightly unrelated, but also slightly related. The hardest mode in The Last of Us, you can't use the listening mode at all, and that really terrifies me.
Yeah.
What does that
I
mean?
don't know if I can do that. So the listening mode is how you
It's
you
like
listen to
detective
enemies,
mode.
you can kind of like see. It's like detective
Batman.
mode in Batman.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that.
Okay.
And I relied on it so much because I was so scared of everything. But it's not available in survival mode, the hardest difficulty.
Mm.
Well, hardest difficulty without the DLC.
Yeah.
This doesn't matter. I just remembered it and was like, oh, I'm never getting that platinum. Actually, that's because of the multiplayer, not because of survival mode. So,
Anyway, let's get to the PS5 reveal.
woo! I'm
They revealed
so
PS5.
happy.
So
guys.
basically what we're going to do is we're just going to go through this list of games and we're going to all throw our first impressions out there. Starting with the free game that they are going to give to everybody who purchases the PS5, Grand Theft Auto 5. I will share my feelings first. It's a free game, so thanks.
Well, if I understood correctly, it might only be the online portion of GTA.
Okay, well,
I'm
never
not,
mind then. I will never use that.
I'm not 100% sure because I was only partially paying attention. When it was first showing up, I was like, is this right? Like, am I on the right thing? Because this game already came out. Guys, what's happening? And I was kind of like panicking and I was like, should I jump this channel and go to a different channel? Am I on the right thing? So I don't know for sure, but it might only be online. But if it is, I'm still excited about it because I liked Grand Theft Auto 5. I thought it was a fun time. I even enjoyed the online a little bit, what little I played of it. And this will mean Elsa will have it, which means when she's like at work or whatever, I can just borrow her PlayStation 5 and I can get on Grand Theft Auto on her profile and I can get me all the multiplayer trophies.
Yeah, so
I can boost myself.
anyone who's friends with me on PS4 then or on PSN will then see that I'm playing GTA Online and they'll know it's you.
Yeah.
Because that is that is not me.
Pretty
That's
much.
That's not an Elsa game.
So it's not an Elsa game. So I'm looking forward to that.
Mm.
Any thoughts on GTA from you, Aaron?
I'll probably play a little bit of multiplayer. I mean, it's free. I don't really have any interest in playing like the campaign. GTA is a bit much for me.
You can help me, Aaron. You can help boost me.
Moving on.
Aha.
Spider-Man! Spider-Man!
Spider-Man.
Aaron, what was your reaction to Spider-Man?
Oh, chills. Okay. So yes, after my chills, I thought, oh my gosh, is Peter Parker dead in this game? And then I thought, wait, maybe it's just an in-between game because the first Spider-Man game did kind of set up like a sequel thing. So I think it's an in-betweener, which I'm really excited about because playing as Miles looks super fun. He has an awesome suit. He's got his own individual powers like invisibility and
Yes.
electric shock. And
Yes.
ooh, yes, I'm so excited. I was getting like major into the Spider-Verse vibes too. I was like, I love this. Yep, that was my initial reaction.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
stoked that we'll get to play as Miles. I was really hoping that we would have sections of playing as Miles in, Spider-Man, and we did, but not really.
Kind of. But we didn't get to play as him as Spider-Man, just as Miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fun too, but like,
Anyway, there was a bunch of poor communication from Sony about whether this was an expansion or not, but I looked into it and it sounds like they just don't know how to communicate. It is going to be its own contained game with
Really?
Miles as the protagonist.
I heard that it was
So-
an expansion.
Yeah, I know. They're
Oh my
terrible,
gosh.
apparently. But it's not. It's
You
its own
guys.
game, which is what we wanted, so yay.
Good. That was the first thing I was gonna say is I'm pretty sure it's just an expansion, guys.
It's not. They clarified on Twitter
Liars.
or whatever. It's
I read an article that was a bunch of liars.
yeah, and then I read an article that was addressing the fact that there had been confusion. And they're like, "No, it's its own game."
Okay, well, good.
Sorry, I just thought of David Pumpkins, his own thing.
It's
And what are the
part of it.
skeletons? Part of it.
Okay. Gran Turismo
Wait, I didn't do
7.
mine!
You said that you thought it was an expansion.
Yeah, but I had other things I wanted to say.
Fine, say them then.
I just was gonna say that it's embarrassing how long it took me to realize that it was Spider-Man, you guys. I was sitting there watching the whole first section with his arms and the stuff, like flying off, like the costume breaking apart, and I was just going, "What is this?" I was like, "Is this that one fighting game with the superheroes?" Which I cannot remember the name of right now. What is that game called? Injustice? Yeah, it's Injustice. I was like, is this supposed to be another Injustice game? I was like, what's happening? And then I was like, that voice is familiar. I was like, that's Spider-Man. And that's when I realized. It was like practically on Miles's face before I realized it was a Spider-Man game. I can't believe how long it took me.
Yeah.
But then I got really excited and I was just screaming, Spider-Man! It's Spider-Man! And then, like, my mom walked by my room at the time, and I turned, I was like, it's Spider-Man, Mom! And she's like, great, I'm going outside away from you.
She's like, that's nice, honey.
And it was great. All right, now you can move on.
So, Gran Turismo 7. And I forgot about this one because it's a racing game.
Yeah, I had to remind her about it.
Yeah, same.
I thought the graphics were really gorgeous. I was just
man.
like, oh man, like they're so pretty. But it's a racing game, so that's about as far as my interest goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, oh man, these graphics are incredible. And parts of it, I'm like, come on, this looks real. Stop flexing.
Yeah. I know.
And
I was like, are you sure this is gameplay?
They are just showing off.
Yeah. But yeah, and apparently it's like one of the hardest racing games ever as well. So I'll just appreciate the graphics and the pretty cars from afar.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ratchet and Clank. I think this looks like a great time to get into Ratchet and Clank. I've been watching other people enjoy this game for a really long time, and I might give this one a try.
Well, I really loved the last one that came out on PS4. I played the crap out of it, and then I played it all over again and got the platinum. This one looks a lot like that one. Like, the graphics and movements and everything even looked really similar. You know, slightly improved, but not so much. Not like where I was gasping, like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. But it's also cartoony, so whatever. But, like, it looks very similar. But that's kind of great, because the last game was fantastic, so I don't feel like they need to change all that much about it. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I, like, also have never played a Ratchet and Clank game, but I really want to play it. It looks super fun and really trippy, like, and the portal hopping looks awesome, but also am I going to get motion sick?
I know for sure, though, while I was watching him, like, fighting and using the portals in fighting, and I was like, I doubt I will hardly ever use the portal hopping during battles. I feel like I'm only going to use that for traversal. Like, I can just see myself sitting there just shooting the enemy, and then a portal comes up, and I'm like, not now, portal!
Not now, dang it.
Okay. Project Athia. Is that how you say it? Athia?
I was saying Athia, but I don't know if it...
Oh yeah,
we
maybe
didn't hear
Athia.
anything, so...
Yeah. I thought it looked really pretty. It reminded me a lot of the Unreal 5 engine demo, and so I was kind of wondering if maybe that's what that was.
I was wondering that too.
Yeah, it was, I don't know. It looks very, very pretty.
I couldn't remember, like, what I had seen in the demo, so I wasn't sure, but it reminded me of that a lot.
Yeah.
Also, it really looks like a me game.
Yeah, it does look like a you
The whole
game.
time I was like, yes, this is right up my alley. This is my kind of game. But they didn't show enough. The whole time I was like, show more!
I know!
But, like, it looked so fun. And, like, when she was kind of, the, like, traversal with her kind of, like, flying over to that like, platform, I was just like, yes, absolutely. This is my kind of game.
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I thought, that was way too short. How dare you?
Yes.
And also, I love playing as beautiful women with superpowers, and also
Yes.
prehistoric control. Like she was like
Yes.
controlling the vines and stuff. I was like, ooh. But yeah, I'm so excited for it.
Me too.
Stray. So this game looks like it will wreck me, and I'm probably gonna have to give it a pass for my emotional well-being.
I mean, you guys might have noticed, I play a lot of games that hurt me. I like being hurt.
Yeah.
But I do have my limits, and I think this one might it might be my limit.
Yeah.
I might not be able to handle this.
I also am worried that this might be my limit. I felt like I was gonna cry the whole time watching it. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's gonna break my heart. I might try it anyway. I think it's the kind of thing where I'll wait and I'll like hear what people have to say about it before I decide. But after the event was over, I went and was talking to my mom about it, and I mentioned this game and I was telling her about it. She was like super upset. She was like, "Why would you tell me about that? It sounds so sad." I was like, "But the kitty was cute." She's like, "But it's alone."
Yeah. It reminds me of that time I
Yeah.
was explaining how the Roald Dahl book The Witches ends
Oh yeah.
to someone, and they just started sobbing.
Yeah.
It was that energy.
Honey, don't put your head on the recorder. Sorry, Piggy was trying to use my phone as a pillow. I was afraid he was going to press the end recording button. Also, it probably got super muffled there for a second.
Well, it's appropriate because we're talking about a cat game.
He just heard that we were talking about him. He wanted to interject.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my opinion should matter.
I have nowhere to place the phone. I'll just have to hold it. And then he started attacking my hand. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Erin, what did you think of it?
So the first thing you see on the screen is the graffiti on the wall that says R.I.P. humans, and my first thought was the humans are dead from Flight of the Conchords. But yeah, I don't really know what's happening, but I'm totally down to play as a kitty.
Let me know if it's really sad or if you think I can handle it.
Okay.
Kena? How am I saying this one?
Was it Kana?
Kana? I think it was
think
Kana, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I remember they said her name, and I think it was
Yeah,
Kana.
they said it in the thing.
Yeah. This one looks cool. I would never really got into Pikmin, but I could see myself getting into this.
Yeah, I felt like it looked a bit like Pikmin, but like with more story and more like Pikmin had story, but it was kind of goofy story. This feels more like sad, you know, and more like emotional kind of a thing. And I think it looks cool. Also, I really loved the brothers who introduced it. They were so cute, and like just because like the one like says his lines, and then the other brother starts talking, and the one who spoke first just like watched him, and you just know he has all of his brother's lines memorized for this introduction.
Yeah.
It's not really about the game at all, but it made me happy.
Gives a personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was instantly grabbed by the animation. Like, I liked how the beautiful, good surroundings were very light. But then when there were enemies around, it was immediately like scary and really dark. And also, what are the adorable black fluffs? I want one.
I think they might be tribbles, Aaron. If you get one, you'll have 40 in like 2 hours.
Perfect.
Tribbles! Star Trek! You looked confused. Star Trek.
I
Have
know
you watched any Star Trek?
some. I saw some when my dad would watch it on TV and I'd be really bored.
Okay.
Well,
The tribbles are, you should look up anatomy of a tribble sometime because it's hilarious. The tribbles were fuzzy creatures that like had no face and anything. They were just fuzz. And they like multiplied and took over the ship in an episode. And then an amazing Deep Space Nine episode, they like go back in time to the Enterprise when the tribbles are taking over. And it's like this weird crossover episode, and it's fantastic.
it was basically just an excuse to do Tribble stuff. again.
Yes. And then they ended up bringing a tribble back with them.
Yep. It's pretty good.
Oh, it was so great.
Hey.
Sorry, very off topic.
Returnal. This feels like a book I wrote already, is what I wrote down about it. And this is probably one on my list that I'm for sure gonna end up buying without knowing anything more about it. Like, just from what I saw, it looks weird and creepy and pretty, and that's my flavor.
Very much an Elsa game.
Yeah.
I was a little confused by the camera angle.
I think it was a cinematic cutscene.
Yeah, that's what I was just confused because it was like all over the place and I didn't know whether I was watching a cutscene or gameplay, which I like because on the one hand it means that like you can't tell the difference between cutscenes or gameplay. That's good, you know. But on the other hand, I'm just confused. But I am intrigued and terrified, and I will enjoy watching Elsa play it.
Okay, first thought was Gwendolyn Christie. Is that you? Like, I think she looks a lot like her, don't you?
I agree.
Yeah. I love the Groundhog Day element, and the alien monster things look really freaky, but also satisfying to kill. So I think I'm down for it.
The combat looks interesting too.
Yeah.
The combat reminded me a lot of Mass Effect Andromeda, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the combat in that was really, really fun, and it had that kind of, I don't know, it had that kind of look and feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like how she's kind of zipping around and stuff. It had that.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So...
Next one is Sackboy. Which, you know, looks adorable, but it doesn't look different enough from Little Big Planet for me, so I'm probably gonna play Little Big Planet if I play anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I've dabbled with Little Big Planet, you know? I've played it a little bit. I'm not against this game or anything, but it's the kind of thing where I don't really expect that I'll get it unless it's for free through PlayStation Plus or on like a super deep discount. So in other words, it's not really for me, but it looks like good quality, you know? Looks fun.
So maybe I'm thinking of Little Big Planet here. I said it's another franchise I haven't played. Is there another Sackboy game already?
It's Little Big Planet.
Oh, okay. So it's the character from Little Big Planet getting a game. Okay.
Yeah, he's just from Little Big Planet.
I was like, I swear I'm not crazy. I really like the textured look. It looks like a good, wholesome game, and I'm excited that there's multiplayer on there. I hope it's couch co-op as well. And I want to play.
I think the last ones were.
I want to play as the colorful, gummy-looking girl. I know that's a shock to everyone.
Yeah. I remember as soon as I saw her, I was like, that's an Aaron character.
Yes.
And Destruction All-Stars. So I think the character designs look cool, but I'm like barely caring about multiplayer at this time. So, I mean, I'm enjoying the couple of multiplayer games that I've given a chance to this year, but I don't see myself exploring my interest in multiplayer to the point that I'm going to play this game. Let's just say that.
Yeah. It's definitely too multiplayer for me in general, but the characters and the gameplay look really interesting, and enough that I kind of find myself wanting to play it. But I think whether or not I actually play it will hinge completely on, first, if there's any sort of like character customization stuff, and second, if any of you guys play it. Because then if I have someone to play it with, you know, then I'll try it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't generally care for multiplayer games unless they're like absolute chaos. Like, I like the kind of multiplayer games where it's anyone's game, like anyone can win. Because when it's like Super Smash Brothers, when everyone has been playing it forever and are ridiculously good, it's just not fun anymore. So I like the element of chaos. And the characters look really fun, especially the chick with the kitty helmet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of want to play it. Because it also looks like you can still play as your character after your vehicle's been destroyed, which is what my brothers and I did with Halo. We called them Warthog Wars. We would hit each other's warthogs until someone fell out, and then you'd win the game by running them over.
Oh, gosh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did look fun like that. Like, I like the idea that, you know, some people are in cars and some people are on foot. You
Yeah.
just gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's entertaining to me. At the very least, it's the kind of thing that I definitely enjoy watching someone play. Even if I ended up playing it and being terrible at it, I feel like I would want to watch someone play that.
Yeah, for sure.
So goodbye Volcano High. This I wrote down. Life is strange with dinos. And I do think the presence of dinosaurs does make it objectively better. So this might be for me, but I'm not sure.
This game is way too anime for me. It's way too anime, you guys. I can't handle it. I felt like insane amounts of secondhand embarrassment while I was watching it, and it had almost everything to do with the fact that the characters are dinos, but not just that they're dinos, like the way their structure is, like the art direction with them being like dino human hybrids. I don't think I can handle it. It's not for me. This game is not for me. The whole time I was watching it just going, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. This is for someone else. Okay.
Yeah, when I first started watching it, I was really confused. I was like, I don't know how to feel about this art. And then I thought, okay, maybe this is like a show I would want to watch. Maybe. But then the longer it went on, I was like, oh no, this is Life is Strange. No, I don't like this. Like, it looks very introspective and also very depressing. And the song they were playing was also depressing, but not in a good way. I was like, I hate this music. I hate everything about this. It's Life is Strange all over again.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I platinumed Life is Strange, but...
Elsa might be the only one of us that can handle it. We'll have to have her tell us what it's like.
Like I said, I'm intrigued because dinosaurs, which I feel like if you just took Life is Strange and replaced all the characters with dinosaurs, I feel like it's better.
See, I feel like I would agree with you on that if they were like legit dinosaurs, not anime teen dinosaurs, like dinosaurs.
No, I mean the
like a real like triceratops and a real pterodactyl like having a thing.
Okay, well,
like
I disagree.
Yes. Okay. But like these anime teen versions of them, I can't handle it.
So like the 90s TV sitcom dinosaurs?
Yeah. Yes, like that.
They look to me, you know what they look to me like? The character designs. Do you remember the Scooby-Doo movie, the best one, where Scooby and Shaggy inexplicably become teachers at a girls' school filled with monsters?
Yes. Okay. One.
It's like those designs but dinosaurs, and it's great.
Okay, one.
The problem with this game is not the character designs. They're awesome.
Listen. We've changed subjects now to Scooby-Doo, and I'm talking about this. Okay. First of all, I love that one. But, however, that's not the best one. The best one is Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. That one's the best Scooby-Doo movie. But I love the Monster High one. I love it so much. And do you remember the time that I wanted to watch the Monster High one and you told me it was stupid and you wouldn't let me watch it? And then we got in a fight and then Mom made you let me watch it?
I don't believe this happened.
It happened. I got to watch it, but then I felt bad.
I do not believe that this happened because I loved that movie.
You were mad because you wanted to watch something else.
Well, okay, that does check out.
Yeah. You wanted to watch something else and you didn't want me to be able to watch my thing, so you were like, that movie's stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't that movie was stupid. It was just that I wanted to watch something else.
Okay, well, that movie is fantastic.
I was a horrible, horrible child.
But go back and rewatch Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island because it's awesome.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, Oddworld, Soulstorm. This looks really fun. I'm not gonna lie, when this trailer started and I figured out it was an Oddworld game, I kind of tuned out because I haven't played any of the others and I've always thought they looked, fine. But I started tuning back in and I actually think this looks like a lot of fun. So probably I'm gonna move this game over into the area of, if you buy this, I will borrow it from you.
Oh, I'm gonna buy it. This game is for me. This game is for me. I loved Oddworld as a kid. I I even just barely bought a remaster, the HD remaster of Munch's Odyssey, like 2 weeks ago, so I could play it on my Vita and my PlayStation 3. When I saw the trailer for this, I was so happy. It's like childhood Jensen was just like freaking out. I'm gonna get this one for sure, and I'll let you borrow it.
Yeah, this is another franchise I haven't played. And because Rosie from PlayStation Access plays it, I was expecting it to be much more goofy and uplifting.
Yeah.
But then
Oh.
it's really dark looking.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
It's okay dark.
What
Just
happened?
Just watch the first movie scene from Munch's Odyssey. It makes me teary every time. It's so sad.
Oh, man.
The games are silly and they're goofy and stuff, but they have like a lot of emotion in them. Like they're dark and they're like, oh, I just love them.
Yeah. So yeah, it might be
So
a little too depressing, dark for me, and also my completionist self would go crazy because I'd want to keep all the other aliens alive.
Yeah. You gotta, Aaron. You gotta keep them alive. Oh my gosh. That's the hard part.
Okay. Ghostwire Tokyo. My notes for this was mostly just excited nonsense words. Like, this is 100% a me game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could tell.
It's a me game. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. It looks really cool. I definitely could tell it was a you game. I'm just hoping that there's enough action in it that I'll be able to look past the really creepy enemies and the scary stuff and I'll be able to play it. But I probably will have to like watch you play it a bit and decide if I think I can handle it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been waiting for this game since E3. Yeah, I saw a teaser for it forever ago, and then like nothing after that was said about it, and so I thought, is this game even still happening? So I'm really excited to see it on this one, on the PlayStation 5. It does look creepier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So I am equal parts fascinated and terrified. But I still really want to play it. And yeah, I wasn't expecting the first person view. For some reason I was thinking it would be a little bit more like Judgment style, but with like ghosts and stuff. And then I also realized from the trailer that it's Bethesda, and I'm like, yeah, that checks out. It looks like Bethesda.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I missed that. How?
So yeah.
Well, then I definitely want it. Because I don't. Oh wait, no. I was like, I don't know of a Bethesda title that's been scary enough to keep me away, but actually they're connected with Arcane Studios and they did Evil Within, so maybe it will be too scary for me.
Yeah.
I'll see. I'm still gonna just see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Jet, the Far Shore. So this does not look like it's exactly my thing, but I think the artistic style is really, really neat. Yeah, I wouldn't kick it out of bed.
Yeah, I think the art style looks really cool. I feel like I need to see more gameplay in order to decide if it's my kind of game, though. I don't know how much gameplay they showed, though, because while they were showing that, me and Aaron were still texting about Ghostwire, so I missed a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But the art style looks really cool, and I'm interested enough that I want to know more about it. Like, I'm going to look up some stuff about it.
Mm-hmm.
I probably should have done that before we recorded the podcast, but I forgot. Because, yeah, I forgot that we forgot this one was one they mentioned until just, like, right before we recorded.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks beautiful, but yeah, I don't know if it's for me. It reminds me of Interstellar, which is an amazing movie, but it's one of those that I'm like, yeah, I could watch that once and be fine. So yeah. I don't, there's not enough information there for me to can't talk, to decide whether or not I want to play it. But at the moment, I'm very neutral.
Yeah. Yeah, the like space travel part of it is what's like really intriguing to me, but I just feel like I need to see a little more before I know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny though that you say Interstellar is the kind of movie you just like watch once and then not again, because our dad watches that movie like constantly.
Really?
He's like obsessed with it.
Yeah,
That and The Martian.
It's actually one of my personal favorites. I really like
Yeah.
Interstellar.
It
It's
was really
But it's
good.
like a bit of a family joke. It's a
But
bit
it's
of a
not the sort of movie that I feel like has the sort of rewatchability that our dad
yeah.
practices with it.
Mm.
Like I could probably watch Interstellar like once every couple of years and be good.
Yeah. But it's like a
Uh-huh.
family joke whenever he's like, wanting to watch something, he'll be like, Interstellar or The Martian?
No.
Those are the only things he ever suggests.
The worst was when it was still in theaters.
Oh yeah.
And every couple of days he'd be like, "Have you seen Interstellar yet?" And I'd be like, "Dad, yes. 4 times, 3 times with you." And it was pretty funny.
He really, really loves that movie.
Yeah. No, it's good. It space stresses me out. Anyway, continue.
Godfall. I really want this to be an RPG and not an MMO RPG. I think it looks really cool. The character designs are so tight and the world building's really neat, but I also get major MMO vibes from this and it makes me angry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will not play an MMO. I don't have any interest in an MMO.
Yeah, I'm still interested, but I'm also worried that it's going to be an MMO or a MOBA. Like, the trailer stressed me out even more with that. When it was just the like image that we had, and like a little bit of description, I was like, "Oh yeah, this will be great." But seeing the trailer just made me more worried because it was all combat and it made me think there's no story in this.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that they just decided to focus on the combat because they knew that the combat looks really good. Because like the combat looks really good and really fun. It kind of reminds me of the like Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Odyssey kind of style of combat. Some of the moves even looked like exactly the same, but there was no story at all in there, and it was just kind of like, here's the combat. You can wear armor, and I'm like, is there anything else to this game? Is it just fighting? Because I don't want it if it's just fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I had the same exact thoughts. I was like, ooh, it looks like a hack and slash. And then I was like, wait, is this an MMORPG?
yeah.
But yeah, I was digging the combat and I was also digging, like, it looks like Fashion Souls to me. Like, the armor looks so cool.
Yeah. Like graphics wise it looks really cool, and combat wise it looks really fun.
Yeah.
I'm just really worried there's no story in there.
Solar Ash. I think the animation style for this looks so cool. It reminds me a little bit of Hyper Light Drifter. I could get very into this game. Looks really neat.
I did not remember what it was until like 5 minutes ago, and then I suddenly had an image pop into my mind of the main character, and I was like, "Oh yeah, the one that looks like Aaron." So, yeah,
It's another.
That's what the character reminds me of. It's an Aaron game.
Magic
It's
user,
specifically
baby.
the kind of it's specifically the kind of Aaron game where I'm like, I don't know, maybe Aaron would be interested in playing it, but more than anything, Aaron looks like she's in it. Like the main character, I got major like Aaron vibes from. But it looks cool. Like, I know Hyper Light Drifter. I've heard like really good things about that. I know that's really good. So I'm interested in this one. I'd like to see more about it.
Yeah, I think the animation style is really strange, but also really cool. I kind of got the feeling it'll be more like a platform puzzler, but the character does look really fun to control, and yeah, like a me character,
like a you character.
Okay, and Hitman 3. So it took me almost the entire trailer to figure out that this was Hitman. And I basically didn't get it until the profile shot at the very end, and then I could see the raised barcode on the back of his head. Finally. And I was just like, oh, it's a Hitman game. And I think that's all I I think that's all I have to say about it. It's a Hitman game.
I am proud that I figured it out way before they showed that last shot. But I've always felt that I would love the Hitman games. I've never played any of them. The like I played a little bit of the demo for the like fancy newer one that came out a couple of years ago. And I remember watching your brother, Aaron,
Yes.
play it. And I remember him knocking people out and hiding their bodies. I actually own almost all of them.
Yeah, she keeps buying these games and not playing.
I own them all. I own all of them except for the newest one, the Hitman 2. That's the only one I don't have. I have all the other. I've never played a single one of them. It's a problem. I have the first one. I have just Hitman. I have it in a steel case. I've never played any of them. I really need to like get on this. I still like, because I have this weird love of the Hitman games that I've never played. I know I'm gonna want this one. I want the second one also. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get around to playing them, but I want this one also. It looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me a second to realize it was Hitman. Like, at first I was watching, I was like, he kind of looks like Agent 47, but not really. And then, yeah, the more it went into it, I was like, okay, yeah, he looks like an assassin. Like, it looks really well done, but not for me. It's going to be very violent. I already know that because, yeah, like you said, I kind of played the one that my brother played on the original Xbox.
Yeah.
And I played like one level and never could get through it because I wanted it to be 100% stealth. And there is an element of stealth, but it's more blending in stealth. And I prefer to remain invisible, like in the shadows. So it kind of stresses me out. So it's not really my kind of game.
That is a very different kind of stealth.
It is.
Astro's Playroom. This looks really cute and fun. I will play it over at Aaron's house like twice.
Nice. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, it's PlayStation Mario. Like, even the animations, everything, it looks like Mario, but with PlayStation skin over it, you know? But even so, it looks adorable, and it reminds me of the kind of games I used to play when I was younger, like Mario 64, or like Banjo-Kazooie, or that other one, Gex, you know? Like, it looks like one of those kind of games, and so I'm interested. I want it. I think it looks cute.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. So it's probably not a VR game then. You do think it's a platformer?
I think it's probably going to be just like a platformer.
Okay.
I don't know where the VR would work. It never showed us go into Astrobot's head at any point, so I doubt it.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Because I know the first Astrobot game is just VR, and you're kind of like a bystander helping Astrobot through. And the only
really? Oh.
Yeah, I remember wanting to play
that
it.
That worries me then.
But then they said it was VR, but PSVR makes me super sick. So, yes, if it's just a platformer,
well, who knows?
I totally want to get it. It looks really cute and fun.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe they'll update the VR and it'll be more like the one that you guys have. That's just the headset. That's a lot easier to use.
Yeah, the Oculus. So. Oculus is really nice.
We'll see. I'm probably still gonna want it even if it is VR.
Yeah.
Because I don't get too sick from VR.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As long as it's not too hot.
Yeah, I get too hot and I get sick after about 15 minutes usually.
I managed to play Skyrim VR for several hours and then fell asleep in the mask. So I think I'll be okay. I woke up and I was face to face with that one dude that you give the Dragonstone tablet thing to. Farengar. I woke up face to face with Farengar and I was like, where am I?
Who are you? What are you doing in my bedroom?
I was so scared. I didn't know where I was. I forgot that I was wearing the mask. I forgot that I'd been playing it when I fell asleep.
That's amazing.
So hide your kids.
Because I found a way. I found a way to like sit down while I was playing. And so and then I just fell asleep in the mask. Oh man, it was so
That's
disorienting.
amazing. That would be hard to do.
It was kind of a fantastic feeling though, waking up in like the
In Skyrim?
Yeah, in Skyrim. I mean,
For
what's
a
it called?
second, you thought you were living a Portal
I
fantasy.
know,
Right?
seriously. What's it called? Is it like Dragon Reach, I think? The place in White Run?
Mm.
I'm trying not to say the names of places in Game of Thrones because there's so many that are really similar.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is Little Devil Inside. So I feel like this might turn out to be one of those games that maybe they did a little bit more than they needed to in order to try to accomplish what they were going for. I mean, it just looks like it's so quirky that I'm worried it's going to be quirky for the sake of being quirky.
Yeah.
That having been said, I'm probably still going to try to play it, but I wasn't really sold on this.
Yeah.
Like, I got to the end of the trailer and I was like, that could either be really fun and cute, or it could be very meh.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I might be willing to try it.
Yeah, I was really confused the whole time. Like, I kept expecting that they were going to show something that made me go, oh, I understand what's happening. But that never happened. And I was just like, I don't know what this game is the whole time. But I'm interested enough that I'll look more into it. But at present, I'm not totally sure it's for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had the same exact feeling. Like there was so much going on. And I'm like, who is this random old dude back in civilization that it keeps cutting to? And so, yeah. So I was thinking, oh, Little Devil Inside. Maybe it's about this guy and his internal struggle. Like it's one of those games.
Oh,
but I actually
I understand.
But it's also a literal inside sort of thing.
I understand.
You get it? Because it's like coded with internal and external.
Here's the funny thing though. I was way off. I saw a video, I think it was IGN, and they said it's about like you going on an adventure because this professor guy, the old guy, hired you to like go out and get some artifact or something like that. I was like, oh, that's not as exciting.
That's nothing like it. I'm confused again. I thought I understood. I did not.
Yeah.
I misunderstood. I'm just really confused.
Well,
now.
It was just one of those trailers where it's like, oh, I need to think outside the box, but then come to find out you really don't. It's literally some other dude on the other side of the world who hired you.
Great.
But I like the animation style. It looks like it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, the animation was cool.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
And NBA 2K21, and I just considering how much fun Jensen had with the last game and the graphics that are on display in this trailer, I could definitely be persuaded to give this one a chance. I might rent it from Redbox some weekend because it looked pretty impressive.
I agree. The graphics look incredible. I was just watching like the sweat on him. I was just like, holy crap, that looks amazing. And like I was so surprised about how much I loved the last one that I think I'll probably want to rent this one. But Elsa, Redbox doesn't rent games anymore.
What?
Yeah, they stopped a couple months ago.
What? When did that happen? This was
like
a stupid time for that to happen.
I know. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, I might as well just delete the app because that's the only reason I go to Redbox.
Yeah.
But you can rent them from GameFly.
Okay.
So.
Well, good to know.
Also, did they say fall 2020? Is this coming out on the PlayStation 4 as well, or are they trying to tell us something?
I mean, I think wasn't PS5 always going to be released fall 2020?
No, I think it was saying holiday 2020.
Yeah, I always thought it was holiday.
Okay, to me that means the same thing.
Holiday is winter. Holiday is December.
I mean, I know that I'm the lawyer here, so I'm supposed to be the one who argues about language, but I really think fall 2020 and holiday 2020 is basically the same thing.
Fall is September or October. Holiday is November or December.
Halloween is a holiday.
They say holiday because...
when they say holiday...
They say holiday because they don't want to be politically incorrect.
They say holiday, but when they say holiday, they mean the earliest it could possibly be is Thanksgiving. Otherwise, it's December.
I don't know. I think they
That's
just
what
like
they say.
I think they say that so that they
No.
don't actually have to give us a date.
Yeah, they say that's exactly what they do. They say holiday because they don't want to give us a date. But when they say fall, it's distinctly different from holiday.
Yeah,
It means earlier in the year.
I've never heard holiday and then seen it come out any earlier than like Black Friday. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Like the earliest it could come
Maybe.
out is late November.
When I think holiday, I think October to the end of the year.
No, it doesn't count October.
anyway.
Fall is October. Okay.
Sorry to
All right.
interrupt, but we
But
gotta move on.
that did give me pause. Yeah, it's true. We can't spend all night on this.
I don't have a lot to say, but I immediately noticed the shine on the court. I was like, holy crap. And also the sweat on his face and on his legs.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I were into sports games, I'd be all over it. But I can appreciate the beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
agree.
looks like there's a lot to appreciate here.
Mhm.
I agree. It's like from a technical standpoint and from like an artistic standpoint, it looks amazing.
Mhm.
But whether or not it's my kind of game will depend because I'll probably rent it and try it since I enjoyed the last one.
Yeah.
Bug snack. Anthropomorphic food is gross. It makes me feel physically ill. This has been one of the recurring nightmares I have had since I was a little tiny baby. Is my food being alive. I hate this. It makes me so uncomfortable. I wish they would stop.
Sorry. So I'm confused because at the start it was like all like cutesy and happy and stuff, and then suddenly in the last like 2 seconds it like turned into a horror game. Is this a horror game? What is happening
For
in
me,
this
it was
game?
a horror game all along.
I know, but for me, it was fine until the last second, and then I was like, what the hell is this? I did see that it was the people who did Octodad. I was not even a tiny bit interested until I saw that, and then I was like, I'll keep an eye out and, like, check for reviews and stuff, but I'm not sure. I don't even know what the gameplay might possibly involve in it, so I'm really confused, and I just don't know what to think.
Yeah, I was incredibly baffled because so the strawberry looked cute, but then they got to like the walrus chick and she looked very poorly designed and the graphics did not look good. And so I was sitting there thinking, what is this doing here? This is the reveal for the PlayStation 5. What is this garbage game? It's a game for little kids. Why? But then I also saw the Octodad thing and I thought, oh, okay. I was like,
You're
well,
like, I changed my mind. It's
I'm
gonna be fun.
interested at least.
Yeah. Because it's like, yeah, I also had this moment where I was like, is this a Nick Jr. game being advertised for the PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
What is happening right now? But like, it's from the Octodad people, so I'm like, there's something hilarious about this
Yeah.
game. There's got to be something really clever and really funny. Like, we just don't know what it is yet.
Uh-huh.
And I still don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But hopefully I'll find out before the game comes out, you know?
Okay, and then this was the big moment for me. This was the highlight of the whole thing. Demon's Souls Remastered. No, sorry, remake. It's gonna be a remake. It's
yes.
a full-on remake. I freaked out about this one. I've been playing Demon's Souls on PS3. I'm so curious to see what they do with the remake.
Yes.
I'm really, really looking forward to this.
Oh my gosh. I totally agree. Me and Aaron were just like freaking out the whole like lead up. We just kept texting back. We're like, it's Elden Ring, it's Elden Ring. And then all of a sudden it was like Demon Souls. And we were like, ah! Oh my gosh. So there were only 2 times during this whole thing that while I was texting with you and Aaron, you know, that I just like, my fingers just broke and my brain broke and I couldn't text words anymore. This was the first time. And I just ended up pressing everything I could find on the keyboard, just like slamming my hand on the keyboard and then pressed send. Because that's like all I could articulate. Like, it looks so pretty. Like, I can't wait. Have you guys seen the like side by side pictures
Mm-mm.
of the remake. They've got like pictures from the remake trailer with pictures from the original PS3 game, and it is crazy the difference. Yes, you should look it up. It looks
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, Jensen and I were both thinking, is it Elden Ring? Finally Elden Ring? Because, yeah, like the music and everything else were very, very Soulsborne-y. Like the music was giving me chills, and yeah, I'll definitely watch someone else play it. Because
Watch Elsa play it.
yes, I'll watch Elsa play it because I suck at Dark Souls.
This will be great.
I think I also heard a rumor that there might be a remastered Bloodborne.
What?
Just thinking about that, I'm like, oh my gosh, how gorgeous would that be?
Bloodborne is already really pretty. Does it need a remaster?
I don't know. It's 5 years old, I guess.
I mean, I'm not gonna turn away a remaster Bloodborne, but I'm just like, you got other games you could remaster.
Yeah, that might have just been
I
a
guess
wild.
they're running out of them.
That might have just been
They
a
could
wild
remaster
rumor.
The second one. They could do a second Bloodborne.
Yes.
We'll see though. Who knows? I'll be excited if it is true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Deathloop. This looks like it could be really cool, or it could be repetitive, and the premise could be putting together lots of elements from other games that have maybe been done better in those other games, but I'm gonna go ahead and say, optimistically, this will be great. Like, it looks really cool. It looks like it's doing a lot of things right.
Yeah.
So I want to believe in this one.
Yeah.
Because this looks cool.
It looks really stylish and really fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a Dishonored mixed with Bioshock kind of feel to it.
I feel like the gameplay is gonna make or break it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But it looks like the gameplay is really fun. It looks like you got some kind of Dishonored powers, sort of, you know? And the only thing, though, that I'm worried about is the very last shot when they showed the gameplay from the other assassin made me worried that it might be PvP. I really hope it's just dual storylines, and then, like, you can play as one assassin and then you play as the other assassin, or, like, you know, you choose which assassin you want to play as.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It would be interesting if you did that, because then it's like,
that'd be really interesting.
especially if it
like A and B storylines where you're playing as one character,
or if it like shifted in gameplay, so it's like you're playing as one assassin trying to get through it, like you're playing as the guy trying to get through it alive, and then they switch you over to the girl trying to kill your character that you was just playing as.
I think you two are trying to kill each other.
Yeah, I know.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks interesting, but I just hope it's not PvP.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to play PvP. I want to play single player. I suppose if it's PvP, I can get Aaron to play it with me, but only if you can turn down the blood.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is...
Maybe I can get Lainey to play it with me.
This was literally my reaction, because he was like flying around and doing all these cool things. So at first I was like, yes, this is my jam, and then like a half second later I was like, oh no, gross. Too much. Gross, stop. So if I can turn off the blood, or if they give you a stealthy no kill option, then maybe, yeah.
Yeah, the stealthy no kill option there might be one of those.
Yeah.
It looks like the kind of game that could give you a stealthy no kill option.
Mm-hmm.
Pragmata. This looks like the sort of game that I'll be really, really curious about up until it comes out, and then I'll forget about it, or I'll just sleep on it, and then like a year or two later, I'll finally play it, and I'll just be really indignant, and I'll be like, why didn't anybody tell me how good this was? And I'll be unlivable for a little while.
That sounds like you.
Yeah. This looks like that kind of game for me.
Yeah, I can see that. I have no idea how I feel about this game, because all I could think the whole trailer was, what about the cat? You just gonna leave the cat there? What happened to the cat? Where is the cat? Why aren't you saving it? Is it safe? Like, I don't even know if it's a real cat, but it looked like it had organs. And so I just, like, I couldn't get past my worry over the cat to actually pay attention to the trailer. It was a problem. I probably need to go back and rewatch it, and I probably should have done that before we recorded this, but I just was really worried about that cat. They just left it there, and everything was falling apart. It's bringing up flashbacks for me with Divinity, when you run across the little girl who's being possessed by a demon, and her sweet little skeletal cat is watching her, and then you take her to go get the demon exorcised out of her, but you just leave the cat there.
Aww.
And then after if you manage to, like, get the demon exorcised out of her, you talk to her, and she's like, I'm gonna go find my cat, and you don't have the option to tell her where her cat is.
Oh, sad.
This is rude.
I know. I'm really, really mad about that still. Okay.
That's very
But
upsetting.
yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about this game. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I wonder if the cat was like a hologram, because there were also like weird flashes of children that I thought might be
Yeah.
flashes of the past or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he has an
it was
option to view what happened there. I don't know.
it was interesting because, like, the cat was flashing like it was a hologram, but at one point it flashed, but its organs seemed to still be there.
Yeah.
And that's why I was confused. I was like, that seems like a real cat to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I was wondering about the cat, and then I was really concerned because he's taking this little girl into outer space with no spacesuit
Yeah.
on. And then she
seemed fine.
survived, and
Yeah,
I was
she was
like,
chill about that.
oh, she's a part of this game. Like, I bet she'll help you, and she has cool powers or something. So I don't know.
Yeah, she'll be like your Navi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. Watch out! Hey, listen!
No.
Every 5
Not
seconds.
Avi. You're not.
They just
not
want to chuck
Avi.
her right off the moon back down to Earth.
Can she be like Atreus instead?
That would be better.
And Resident Evil 8 Edge Village, whatever they're doing with the title.
When it first just said village, I was like, wait, is this a Shyamalan twist? Is this just the village as a game? And then it was like, it turned into the V and the I, and I was like, it is a Shyamalan twist. It's Resident Evil.
I actually shrieked. I'm super excited about hanging out with yet another redesign of our boy Chris.
Yes.
And to hang out in this creepy village and get jumped by some werewolves. So excited for this.
It does look very cool, but also really scary. It's definitely an Elsa game. I will enjoy watching you play it.
Yeah, I had no idea what game it was going to be. Like, especially with the werewolves, I wasn't thinking, oh yeah, Resident Evil. And then I saw that it was,
Yeah.
and I was like, wait, what? But then also, yeah, nope, too scary for me. Maybe I'll watch Elsa.
The whole lead up before they said the title, me and Aaron were just texting back and forth going, this seems scary. I think it's going to be too scary for us. And then it was like Resident Evil, and I was like, yeah, it's definitely too scary for us.
It's perfect for me.
Yes.
I'm excited. Okay, and now
The piece de resistance.
the big one. The one that had everybody freaking out.
Yes.
Except me, because I didn't play the first one. But
'Cause
I
you're
was still
stupid.
excited because it looked pretty. Horizon Forbidden West. And yeah, I did not play the first game, but this looked very pretty. And I liked that I could tell what part of the country they were supposed to be in. Because I remembered that Horizon Zero Dawn took place in Colorado. And then I was noticing, I was like, oh, she's definitely moving west then, because I'm seeing more southwest and desert, and then ultimately forests in California. And like, there's that beautiful shot of what is clearly the Golden Gate Bridge,
Yeah.
and then the rest of San Francisco. So like, awesome. We're going west.
Yeah.
I just Fievel. Anyway.
Fievel?
So those are my only thoughts on it because I didn't play the first game.
Well, I just have to say that I totally called it. When I first played the game, I spent over 100 hours in that game because I kept just like exploring the world, taking pictures, and also reading every single scrap of information in the entire game. And from reading every bit of information, every codex entry, every description, everything, I figured out that she was going to head west. Because they talk about bigger, scarier machines in the West. They talk about, like, I think they talk about, like, sand, like, traps or something, like, things that, like, swallow people up or something. It was crazy. They're just talking about how dangerous the West is. And the whole time I was reading, I was like, that's where we're going in the second game. We're going there, and it's gonna be awesome. So, you guys, my heart literally exploded when I saw this. Like, I have been wanting to play this game for so long. Literally, like, as soon as I beat the game, the first one of the first things I did after I beat it was I searched on Google. I was like, when is there going to be a second one? You guys tell me when. And all Google would tell me is that there was going to be DLC. I'm so excited. This was the second time in our text chain that I just, like, couldn't even control myself, and I just, like, typed random letters and sent it. But if you want to see my reaction, my, like, exact reaction to this being announced, just go to Nuts Gaming and watch his reaction, because it's identical. Like, the only difference was that I was texting you guys while I was jumping up and down and screaming.
I have noticed that you and Steph have very similar matches.
Yeah. When he, like, fell off his chair watching the Demon Souls thing, yeah, I basically did the same thing for that, too. But, like, the Horizon Zero Dawn especially, I was just like, yes, this is exactly how I reacted. I was, like, just, like, shouting and jumping all over the place. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited. Like, even if I didn't have any interest in any other game for the PlayStation 5, I would get it just for this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
just like
gosh.
the PS4 would be worth getting just for the first one. Same with the PS5
Yes.
with the second one.
Yes. Oh, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know how to describe how I feel. Like, it's been a really long time since any kind of trailer made me emotional, but I legit almost cried.
I totally cried.
Yeah, and then I was like holding my
Tears in my
breath
eyes.
for the trailer, just like loving every minute of it and freaking out. And like as soon as it was over, I had to stop myself from like shouting for joy, because there are people upstairs and I don't want them to be like, "Is everything okay?" But I just wanted to be like, "Ah!"
You're like, it's fine. I just saw the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Yeah. Also, underwater. If
Yes.
that's all that they
Yeah.
added, I'd be content. But
Yes.
it's so much more.
It was
yeah.
the exact same game, but with underwater sessions.
Yeah. It was like,
I'm really happy for you guys.
You need to play it.
yes.
Elsa made a comment on our text thread where she was like, I don't know how she's going to take down that elephant with just a bow. And I was like, you need to play the first one, okay? She's going to do it.
Yeah. Like, you don't know Aloy.
That's true.
I love the Aaron. I love in your notes how you just did a bunch of random letters at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I just could not contain myself. I was in such a good mood for the rest of the day. I was like, yay, something good happened.
Okay, and finally, the boy himself was revealed, the PS5,
Yes.
and we got to see it. And I have to say, my impression is, if you put all gaming consoles like on the floor together, I would immediately identify the PS5 as being the mean popular kid. That's the look.
Yeah. Well,
every single cartoon adaptation I've seen of this thing so far has him with a popped collar, including the sexy ladies.
See, when I saw it, I thought of that Yahtzee Crowshaw's review of Prototype 2. He mentions at some point how the main character in that one has a collar popped so high it feels like he's trying to compete with the first game's character, who also had a popped collar over his hoodie. But, like, even with all that, I still think it looks so pretty. It looks like alien technology, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It does look quite
Yeah.
But I gotta say, I'm gonna need to get the one with the disc drive because I really like having physical copies of certain games. But I think the digital one looks prettier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more slender.
Yeah. It's just too bad. I need that disc drive.
Yeah.
I can't do without it.
Yeah, I think the price difference might determine it for me, just because we're
Yeah.
running out of space. Like, even when we get our own place, there's still only so much space for games and stuff like that. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I love the look of it. It's very out there, but not so
Yeah.
out there that it's ugly. It's just kind of like
Yeah.
mysterious and futuristic looking, and just really all the
Mhm.
curves, and just looks really nice. Like, I
Yeah,
want that.
I want to go to there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The futuristic, I think, is a good word for it. Then one thing that I really like about it is that it doesn't look anything like the PlayStation 5 concept that I kept seeing everywhere. Do you guys know the one?
The one,
with
just
the
looks
weird
like
dip in the middle?
Yeah.
I hated that.
Yeah.
I thought it was the
Yeah.
ugliest thing ever,
was
and every time
awful.
I'd see it, I'd just get angry.
I know,
I'd be
I was
like, it's not
where-
gonna look like that.
I remember saying that a few times and just being like, well, this just will not go with my decor.
I know. I was like, this had better. When I first saw it, I was like, this had better just be a concept. This had better not be the real thing because I hate how it looks.
Mhm.
And then they kept showing it. Every time someone would talk about the PlayStation 5, they'd use that concept. There were tons of concepts. You could find tons of them on the internet, but that's the one everyone used. It was hideous.
Yeah, it was awful.
Why would they use that? And I'm glad that the actual thing doesn't look anything like that
Mhm.
hideous box.
Really, I think the only thing that was disappointing to me is just that we still don't have a date, we still don't have a price, and we still don't have really any information.
I know. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, I've heard little things. I was just
Like, is it going to be backwards compatible?
I know. Like, I think that it will be with certain PlayStation 4 games, but I don't know about anything else. And I had heard somewhere, I remember this like an hour ago from before we started recording, which was an hour and 43 minutes ago. But I remembered that I heard somewhere that it's supposed to be able to suspend up to 5 games at one time.
Huh?
Okay, that's cool.
What does that mean?
So you can like
you can have different games running at once.
Yeah,
the way
so
you have
like you know how you
different
can rest
applications
mode,
running
you can
on a
have it
phone?
suspended. You can according to this article I read, you can do up to 5 games like that. So you can just switch between your games and have them
let's
suspended.
not get too excited because, as I mentioned a minute ago, they didn't give us any information.
I know it could be false, but I really hope it's true because that would be so fun.
That would be amazing.
I also heard that you'll have like a cloud like feature for your captures, so you can upload your captures to a cloud directly,
Good.
which would be amazing.
Seriously.
Because like I spent like 5 hours today just trying to get captures off of my PlayStation and move them onto my
It
OneDrive.
was such a pain.
Like, I didn't even move hardly anything. I moved like 6 gigabytes.
Mhm.
Like it took all day. It's such a pain.
Yeah.
And I would love it if it was like it was connected to the cloud already, so I could just move them off of there.
Yes, please. Or like even along with that, a social media share option.
Oh
so
yeah,
you can just directly.
They do kind of have that, but they did disconnect it from Facebook, so it's not quite the same anymore.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that would be much nicer.
But like, yeah, something like if you could share it to like I don't know your Instagram or your Twitter like really fast, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
They think they have it with Twitch, but we don't really do anything with Twitch.
Yeah,
probably should.
We probably should. Our internet connection really isn't robust enough for Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's kind of what we keep running into.
Yeah,
but we can try again. Maybe when we move out.
Yeah,
because
our parents are cheap and they don't want to spend more money on Wi-Fi.
I kind of don't blame them though. Our options for service are terrible here.
True.
Like the way that the Wi-Fi companies have like divided up the valley into certain service areas, it kind of screws everybody over. Like there really aren't any good options, and I shouldn't get started on this because it makes me really angry.
Yeah. I'm just gonna end up talking about how much I miss the Wi-Fi in Vegas.
Want to move to Salt Lake, which no thank you for Google Fiber, or Provo, which gross, absolutely not.
I don't want to be in Provo anymore. I hated living in Provo.
I cannot believe that I lasted as long as I did living in Provo. It was so bad. I mean, Salt Lake's not loads better, but I would move to Salt Lake 100 times
Oh,
before I
yeah,
would move to Provo.
definitely.
I remember when I was leaving for my mission, from the MTC, we got on the front runner and we're heading down to the airport. And as we were leaving Provo, I took a look at it and I thought, I hope I never have to come back here.
For real, though. It's not fun. It's not a fun place to be.
Oh, man.
It's not.
I know.
Anyway.
It's
We
the
can
worst.
cut this if it's inappropriate, but I just want to say they always put lights on the Y up on the hill, during the holiday fall season or whatever.
It's not fall, it's holiday, gosh.
It's like during October that they do this.
Okay,
but
well,
anyway.
then that's the fall season then. Goodness.
So there's this gigantic Y up on the hill, but it's far away and it's kind of hazy, and the light quality that they're using is as such that it all blurs together. So it basically just looks like a hanging penis on the hill.
Oh no.
And nobody ever laughs at it. That's Provo. Provo is the place where there is a giant hanging dong and nobody gets it.
Oh, man. It's so true.
It's so true. Sorry to get us off topic, but yes, my last thought about the PS5. I'm really excited that there's a media remote. It's gonna make watching movies so much easier because every time
that's great.
Every time we watch a movie on the PlayStation, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just hitting buttons and I'm like, what is happening? How do I fast forward? Why isn't it just trigger?
Do you ever bump the triggers trying to set the controller down? Because that's what I do every time.
Yes.
I go to set the controller down and bump a trigger.
Yeah.
And then it freaks out. Oh,
Yeah.
I hate that.
There's been at least twice when I've done that and I've just immediately started crying because it was just so upsetting. That's not what I'm trying to do.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Anytime I play
that's exciting.
Bloodborne and I'm about to put down the controller, like I'm up in the hunter's dream, I face away from the doll and I go far away in case I hit a trigger because I'm like, I do not want to kill you.
Yeah. Like the time Elsa accidentally hit the Onion Knight.
Oh,
She was playing Dark Souls. Because of that, she just bumped a trigger while she was facing him and it just attacked him.
I had managed to forget about that.
Yeah. That was such a traumatic time. Do you remember?
It was so upsetting.
She spent a whole day trying to build up the souls and then make it back to the one dude in the bell tower so that she could absolve herself of her sins. And she had this humongous amount of souls that she was carrying with her. And she was just like, I just have to get there without dying. And she couldn't call me for help to get there safely because she had already beaten the gargoyles.
No.
Yeah, but I had not. I had not beaten Ornstein and Smaug yet.
Yeah, she hadn't been.
So I couldn't fast travel. I had to travel.
She had to go
back
slowly
through Sen's Fortress, and I hadn't been back to Sen's Fortress in a while. And I had forgotten how, rough it is to just travel one way or another. Even with all the shortcuts opened up, I think it took me...
It's dangerous.
I didn't really find a lot of the shortcuts in Sen's Fortress the first time I went through it either, because I don't know. I sucked, I guess.
Yeah. Sen's Fortress is just really dangerous.
But, now...
It's precarious.
But now I'm incredibly comfortable with that whole area.
Oh, yeah. That was a really scary day.
It was a learning experience.
It was a whole day. That was our day.
Ugh.
It started early in the day, and then the rest of the time she's just trying to fix this problem.
I was I don't know what to do. I hit the Onion Knight, and I've never felt so horrible.
Oh, man.
It was bad.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the not video game things that we're obsessed with, just to sort of have a quick back to earth. So I have been reading a lot, and due to current events, I thought it would be appropriate to read a couple of books that have been on my to-read list for a while that I should have gotten around to sooner. I read The Hate You Give, which is incredible, and I cried a lot. It was it was a very good time to read that book. I would suggest reading it or rereading it if you've read it before, because it's it's really appropriate. And then I read Such a Fun Age, which was also really good. And it actually, I guess it only came out last year. I was thinking it was older than that because it's set during the last presidential election.
Oh.
But no, it's a recent publication, and I looked it up because I loved this one a lot, but the entire time I could like imagine it as a screenplay or like a film.
Yeah.
And so I looked it up immediately, and it looks like they are actually working on a screenplay, so that makes me excited because I think this is going to be a really good film too. Like, the book has such a light, breezy narrative, and it's so fun to read, but I could just like see it in my head.
Yeah.
The whole time too.
Hmm.
Anyway, excellent stuff. So I've been reading. I read sometimes.
Do you have audiobooks of these?
I do.
Oh, good. Then I can read them.
I have them on Audible.
Not that I can't read, like, the written word, but I just like audiobooks a lot. I'm
We were
literate,
wondering.
I swear. Now, what if I was illiterate and I managed to play Mass Effect 25 times? Like, I don't even know what choices I'm making. I'm sorry. Oh, man.
Jensen,
I
what not
can't.
video game thing are you obsessed with?
I can't read, Liz Lemon.
Can I read? I'm sorry. I love that episode so much. I love when he's like, I can't read. And like insisting that he's illiterate so he can go home. And then he gets in the elevator and the doors open back up and he's like reading a magazine like right there.
I think it's even a newspaper of all things.
Oh yeah, it was a newspaper, yeah. I'm sorry, Elsa.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry. Whenever 30 Rock comes up, we have to talk about it, at least for a little bit.
I just don't remember this episode or the context, so
It's
I
like the third episode or something.
Fine,
It's
I'm
really
just
early
looking
on.
at my phone.
No, wait, the third episode is the one where Jack thinks she's a lesbian. I think it's early on though.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like there's a lot of stuff in those early seasons that didn't age well.
Is the third episode the one where... the third episode might be the one where she pisses everyone off and then they all throw food at her. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I watched that show. I'm going to lead into what non-video game thing I've been obsessed with this, though. It's I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, which I'm sad about because my plans were to rewatch 30 Rock. But instead I started watching YouTube.
Bummer.
Yeah. Eventually I will have enough of watching the Right Opinions videos and various other creators, and I'll be like, okay, it's time to watch 30 Rock again. But right now, I've just been binging the Right Opinion.
That's true. I came in the other day and you were watching like your 20th Cat Black video.
Yeah, I've been watching Cat Black, I've been watching the Right Opinion, I started watching James Marriott. I found a new one today called Swell Entertainment that was really fun. She talked about a show I remember being advertised on Netflix that's gotten canceled. And she was like, I decided that I didn't want to watch this from one line in the trailer. And I was like, I bet you anything it's the same line that turned me off of it too. And it was. But I've just been watching all of these videos. And of course I've been watching Steph too. The Nuts Gaming.
We were discussing
That's his
it and
name.
we decided he's our favorite Let's Player.
Oh, he's the best Let's Player.
He's awesome.
Like, Markiplier is the most consistent Let's Player, and Markiplier plays a lot of games that I have no interest in playing, so he's fun to watch that way, because I'm like, I'm not going to get jealous that he's playing a game that I want to be playing.
He doesn't consistently upload videos, but he does consistently make me laugh until I cry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nuts Gaming, he's the best Let's Player. His videos are always hilarious. My phone just went off. His videos are always hilarious. They're always really well edited and really fun. And he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
He's like really good at games.
Yeah.
And so it's cool because you're not just watching someone mess around in the game. You're watching someone who's competent at the game. And it's really fun. And he plays hard games. Like, he's known for playing Dark Souls and stuff. And he's known for being a Dark Souls virgin playing Dark Souls and doing a fantastic job at it.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really fit after you've played all the games.
Well, I mean, no, yeah. But I mean, we watched his early videos when he really hadn't played any of the other ones, and he was really great at it.
It's true. He was good from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little frustrating.
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. Like, gosh darn it, why can't I be as good at this as you are? But he started playing Final Fantasy VII, so that's pretty great
Yeah.
too.
Except I did notice on Sekiro, the second mini boss, it took him more tries than it took me to beat the boss, and I was like, oh yeah. Like, I got through with 2 tries.
I remember you doing very well in Sekiro.
Oh yeah, we have video evidence of Aaron doing very well in Sekiro.
Well,
and also doing very poorly.
Yeah.
It's a little 50-50.
The first mini boss, I died a lot too, but the second one I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
The second one
you
got it on your second try. And it was awesome.
I understood his moveset more.
And the sword strikes fit pretty well with Hall of the Mountain King, so that was nice.
Yes, excellent editing job. No!
Thank you. She lost her earphone again.
Excellent. I should have started keeping track of how many times you lost it.
I know, seriously.
Rest in peace. The whole time. Press F to pay respects.
So what about you, Aaron? What non-video game thing have you been obsessed with?
Still loving the weekly episodes of season 2 of Kaguya-sama Love is War. They keep getting funnier every episode, and I'm like,
that's what everybody says. that show is getting better incrementally, like every single episode.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's my favorite thing ever. I finished Beastars. That was a thing. It's good. I like it, but it's interesting.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And it may, like, the more that I learn about, okay, I read the manga too. And the more I hear about the mangaka, the more I, like, understand. She's very strange.
Mm-hmm.
I'd recommend looking up some stuff. She's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, and I started The Rising of the Shield Hero, which I am thoroughly enjoying. So, yeah, anime. I've read a few books. I started the Lunar Chronicles series, which is the fractured fairy tales with like Cinderella and Red Riding Hood and stuff like that. They're fun and enjoyable, but they're very much the YA fiction where it's like the predictable story beats, where it's like, oh, he's gonna make this dumb choice because he thinks he has no other choice, but he really does, but he's stupid, so he's gonna do it anyway.
That is a staple of the genre.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I decided I wasn't sure I really wanted to write YA anymore, because there's just a lot. There's a lot of that's kind of expected.
Yeah.
Because you're writing about young irrational people, and I was like, well, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, they're fun. They're entertaining. Yeah, that's about it for me right now. Besides Thief, Crunching Thief.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and transition right into our very last question. Aaron, what are you planning on playing next after Platinum Thief?
Ghost of Tsushima, for sure.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I was planning that the next big game that I'd play was going to be Ghost of Tsushima. But then I played The Last of Us and decided I really want to play The Last of Us 2. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-order that, and I'm going to get it, and I'm going to play that next. And I'll have like 4 weeks to beat it. So let's try it. I'm going to try and beat it before Ghost of Tsushima comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Hold your thumbs for me, Yes. Yeah, I'm able to do it. Shimai Kachuki.
Kachuki.
Pretty close. Good job.
I am going to play The Last of Us. It's time.
Yeah.
I've put it off for a long time, and the part 2 is coming out next week, so
yeah,
time for me to play this.
You're gonna love it. It's definitely your kind of game. You're probably gonna want to play it on a harder difficulty than me, though. I played it on easy because I was scared. You could definitely play it on a harder difficulty and be fine.
Cool.
Because it's your kind of game.
I'm excited.
My phone is at 4% with all this recoding.
Yeah.
And I have a lethargic piggy that has been lying on top of me this entire time, and my knee is in so much pain.
I'll play us out. Do 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 do. Well, your princess is not in this podcast, but she might be in the next one, so stick around. Hey, thanks for listening. We'd love to hear from you. Your hopes, your dreams, your loves and fears. Message us at Princess in Pod on Instagram and Twitter, or check out our YouTube channel, Princess in Another Video. You can also email us at princessinanotherpodcast@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you. Take good care of your gamer hearts and souls.